I'm Jeff Chandler. I'm the state administrator for TA program here in Farmers for Soil Health in North Carolina. I grew up on a family farm growing corn, cotton, soybeans, and wheat, and we had beef cattle. That was my background. Coming up and going to college, I knew I wanted to pursue something in agriculture. Wound up working in the university system for a long time in both extension and research station operations. I managed research farms for a long time here in North Carolina. Started working with the Soybean Association 3 years ago, and through that role, we've started the grant project with Farmers for Soil Health to promote cover crops in North Carolina. Well, the most rewarding thing easily is being out on farms, working with farmers, helping them be successful with what they want to do on their farm operations here in the state. A lot of times it's keeping up with what's happening on the farms in North Carolina. I want to be tuned in to what our producers' challenges are by visiting with them, seeing what they might need help with, and then I go and explore strategies for how to best address their problems with colleagues in other states, so counterparts in my role in other soybean producing areas of the country, and then just trying to keep up with through reading and literature about what the current scientific trends are. Well, the industry's evolved a lot for soybeans and for agriculture. The markets that we're in now and how markets have changed, and our ability to respond in different commodities to different market opportunities has been one thing that's been, I think, a big change for us. The other thing that has changed certainly is technology, and how much technology we've incorporated into our farm practices over the last however many years to constantly try to improve our efficiency and return on investment through technology. The biggest advertisement, the most effective marketing I think we can do for effective practices are by sharing success stories, sharing success that other farmers have had with a particular practice or program. So being able to communicate that is really key to demonstrating success that can be had, and that there's a lot of different situations that fit for producers, and they got to just find the right circumstances and solutions that work for their farm. But by being able to share stories of different farms that have done it in different ways, it reinforces the fact that we can adapt practices to meet your needs. The most common cover crop species in North Carolina are going to be cereal rye, wheat, triticale, sometimes maybe barley, but the small grain crops are the base for most of our cover crop acres here in North Carolina. I personally have had a lot of experience with cereal rye. That's my preferred cover crop. As if I was going to pick one species, it would be the cereal rye. And one of the benefits of that is that we produce so much biomass and have such a robust root system with that cereal rye. But most importantly, I think what people find is they gotta identify what works best for them. Getting it established in the fall, getting it terminated in the spring for a winter cover crop. Some people are doing more diverse mixes now of species with incorporating some brassicas or some legumes into their cover crop mix to add additional components to their ability to improve soil health and those complex root structures in the soil to help us with that. So I do see more and more mixed blends of cover crop grown in North Carolina now, but most of it is still a single crop of small grain. It's increasing every year. I've seen more and more interest in cover crops and more adoption of cover crop practices in recent years especially. And I think a lot of that is due to programs like Farmers for Soil Health that are driving the adoption through incentives to get people started. And once they get started, I've seen that they generally tend to stick with it because of the benefits they see to their farm and their land. There are definitely some barriers to planting a cover crop. Time, extra expense, the season of year for if you're late getting crops out in the fall to plant a winter cover crop, if you're not getting crops out until November or after, it may not be conducive to getting a cover crop planted at that time of year. And it comes with some additional expense and labor to get that crop planted and then terminated in the spring. So that's some of the barriers we face. We provide them with some education, resources that they might need to help them answer those questions for their farm about this is how you can do it. These are some examples of what other people have done that you can follow and be successful in your cover crop choices. The other thing I always tell people is you got to start slow. Don't feel like you can plant the whole farm or need to plant the whole farm the first time. Try some, plant it, see how you like it, and continue to incorporate education into that, and that's where we can help. Well, I like to look at their crop history. What does their rotation look like? Where could a cover crop most benefit them in their rotational program? If you're in a long fallow period, like say after picking corn, going into soybeans the following year, cover crop works really nice in that system. If you have small grain as part of your harvested crop rotation, then we need to think about, something to complement that small grain crop in the off year. Maybe we do a summer cover crop. Maybe we do something else to help complement that system. I think cover crops have a fit in most situations. Certainly for some producers, they have some limitations on why that may not be a great fit for their farm, and that's a choice that they'll have to make. But I think on most farms in North Carolina, cover crops have a place and some benefit to offer. It does come at some expense, cash expense, but I think the long-term benefits to improving the land and the soil health on your farm are very worthwhile. Whether you choose to enroll in Farmers for Soil Health or some other cover crop incentive program, at the end of the day, I would encourage you to consider a cover crop on your farm.